All right, this episode in my life that I refer to is what I call being shot at. And worked for my dad, who was a contractor, general contractor in Chicago back in the late 1960s. I don't remember the exact date, probably 68 to be more precise, 68, 69, somewhere back in there. And they were building with the Chicago Housing Authority projects on the south side of Chicago on what used to be Millionaires Row in Chicago with South Drexel Boulevard. And this back in the turn of the century, this is where all the millionaires that lived in the area, in the Chicago area, lived on just on the south side of Chicago. But now Chicago Housing Authority was coming in, and because of the low rent housing in this particular area of Chicago, they were putting up these high-rise apartment buildings. And in doing this high-rise apartment buildings in the low rent districts, we were kind of advised to be careful because of all the unrest that was going on in Chicago at the time, that we needed to be careful. And so, okay, we were being careful. We were very aware of what was going on around us. And this is about the time of the Chicago riots. And this high-rise building just happened to be approximately, if I remember right, this was pointed out to me, happened to be approximately 7 blocks from the local Black Panthers headquarters organization just on the south side there. Which was like, okay, I didn't really care. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool anyway, the Black Panthers. Not that it made any difference to me. But we just were told to be careful and keep our eye out. But anyway, we were building, we were coming out of the ground on this like 10, 12, 14-story high-rise building. And there was like 4, 5, or 6 of us on this particular site on South Drexel Boulevard that were putting what we call the columns together for the foundational part of this building. And this one particular day that we were getting this site ready to actually pull the building out of the ground. This one particular day, the Cadillac, an older, late model, 2 or 3 year old Cadillac pulled up with several colored fellows got out of the car, and one of the colored fellows that got out of the car was stood by the car with a baseball bat, and they walked up to us on the job site, and they said it would be advisable to us to leave the area because things were not very safe for us to be down there. So of course we took heed. They said we better get our stuff, our tools, our generators and such off the job site. So therefore we complied. The on-site, the carpenter foreman and the labor foreman, we got the guys together. We loaded up a couple pickup trucks with all the tools and the generators and the other things that could easily walk away because we didn't have anything on site yet to store our stuff in. Put them on the pickup trucks. So we put them on the pickup trucks, and we were going to drive to the company's yard, the storage yard, to drop the tools off and then just get out of this area of Chicago just in case something was going to happen. So as we're driving out of the area, our truck's all loaded up with stuff. And of course, I'm on the passenger side of the truck, and I think Eddie Archie or John Satterfeld, I forget which of the fellows was driving the car. We're driving down this area of Chicago in this business section, and I'm on the passenger side of the car, and of course I'm totally oblivious about it because I don't think like this. I'm sitting on the passenger side of the car with my hand out the window on top of the window of the passenger side of the truck, driving down the neighborhood like this with my hand out the window. And as we were just moving along very slowly, probably 15 miles an hour because we had a load of stuff on the truck, and all of a sudden I heard this boom, and the back of the truck got pelted with a bunch of pellets. I said, what in the world are these people, what's going on here? This is crazy. What's going on here? And it didn't even dawn on me. I'm driving through a black neighborhood, my hand out the window like this. I pull up to there's a traffic light, right a bunch of stores, and there's one store that's on the right side of me at the traffic light. It's a furniture store. And I happen just like casually look into the window of the furniture store, and there's all these bedroom sets with all these bedroom mirrors inside the windows of the store. I've got my hand out there when I'm looking at the window. I said, oh, I see my hand in the mirror, and I says, oh, you got to be kidding me. Do I got to wear a glove all the time so I don't get shot at? I swear. I don't think like this. Anyway, so we got to the yard, we dropped the stuff off, and we just booked it for home. We got out of there.